Welcome to another episode of So Say SMEs and Virtualization and Cloud. I'm Kong Yang, at Kong Yang on Twitter.
And I'm Todd MUIRHEAD, Virtual Todd on Twitter.
Hello, Todd.
Hey, Kong.
I see you're wearing the 2011 Lab Staff shirt.
Yeah, so we've already started working or getting ready for, well, it never really stopped, but prepping for the hands-on labs in Barcelona for VMworld Europe, which is coming up in about a month.
Awesome.
So I was thinking about that this morning. I thought, hey, I'll put my hands-on lab shirt on.
So will you be heading over to
Yep.
Barcelona?
Yep,
Awesome.
I'll be there in Barcelona for the hands-on lab. I'm also going to be doing a breakout session on our favorite database, HANA. SAP HANA in-memory database.
They should just call it T-HANA.
They should.
T-HANA.
And then I'm also going to be presenting another session, a breakout session, along with some other guys talking about some of the new features in vSphere 5.5.
5.5.
5.5. Yeah.
Can never have enough fives in there. Yeah. So this week, we're going to talk. It's been long enough. We're going to talk about some fantasy football stuff, and we'll cover some virtualization and cloud topics, I guess.
Definitely. I have a tie-in, so we're good.
So since you have the tie-in, why don't you lead out, my friend?
So this is going into week 3 of fantasy football season, and you start to get into the period where people start to make big pickups, right? So you figure out that some guy you got doesn't get any playing time, and it's time to go with somebody else, then to bring in some star player, make a big change to the team. So the tie-in is that our friend V Stu, formerly of NetApp, now of Pure Storage, he just was a pickup, right, for Pure Storage. They wanted to bring somebody in. They went and in this case they took it from somebody else. But the idea, so they're bolstering their team with the new player.
Oh, I hear that.
So along those lines, in fantasy, one of the big players that came out of nowhere is Eddie Royal, wide receiver for the Chargers. So it's funny because last year the Chargers were bad, and then from a fantasy perspective, they were really bad. Phillip Rivers wasn't throwing for many yards, so hence none of the receivers were really getting any yards or touchdowns. And then this year it's completely different.
Yeah. I know a little bit about Phillip Rivers. That's who I picked up.
So you picked up he's another one of the big pickups.
Yeah. So I picked him up. Had to drop Big Ben because Big Ben was his line is
big bust. Yeah.
Yeah, it's giving him some issues there. So did pick up Phillip Rivers, and I got you next.
That's right. We're playing each other. Yeah.
In there, so it'll be Peyton versus either Russell Wilson or Phillip Rivers in there. But I like my running backs though. I like your quarterback, but I like my running back. So
you've got Marshawn Lynch and who else?
LaShawn McCoy.
So all those are 2. That's solid. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but on that topic of stuff, I think the bigger news is Vaughn is a huge pickup for Pure Storage, but to me the bigger news is Manish, the VP for the product group at NetApp.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So he's joining a stealth or a startup data analytics team. And they just promoted the ONTAP VP for there. So I think changes are abound. I mean, everywhere. And NetApp's to the point where they are making changes. So it's gonna be interesting how they do that because Vaughn was definitely the face of NetApp at a lot of events. They still got Nick and some other folks.
Yeah. So I think NetApp will be fine. They're great company. They've got lots of quality people besides Vaughn, so I think it'll be okay. But there's always some big changes.
I think the big thing that goes with that and is that with the change, that the quote unquote niche players, right? Because NetApp was established. NetApp was not a up and coming. NetApp is a powerhouse in storage.
Oh yeah.
And so with these changes, what they signal to me is that the folks like Pure Storage, the folks like Pernex Data, the Tentries of the world are here and here to stay. They're either going to continue to grow their quote-unquote niche market, or they're going to get gobbled up by the big players who need that IP, right, in there. So it makes for interesting, mergers and acquisitions, big old Monopoly game.
Exactly.
So it's going to be fun. Yeah. But, with that, VMworld Europe around the corner, and fantasy football to keep us busy. It is a busy time.
Very busy, fun time of year.
Folks, let us know what you think of all those different possibilities acquisitions, transitions. I myself am a free agent for the time being, and we'll land somewhere shortly.
Definitely.
And so let us know what you think, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.